Welcome back to Joe and Al Play Kerbal Space Program.
My name is Joe.
My name is Al. I feel like we did this bit last week where we sang our names.
It's not going to matter much for the viewers, sort of, but it is Al's birthday today. Happy birthday, Albert.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, it'll be next week, and I'll be 32. I'll be ancient. I'll be so old. Oh, no.
So Albert has a plan.
Yeah, I do. So here we are, following up from last week. We retrieved all that science we had gotten, and we have 412 science.
Ooh,
Let's see, we can do... Oh, we got some new engines here.
Yeah, people are yelling at us about the wrong fuel tank for the engine we had. It was actually...
It wasn't nearly big enough. Yeah, I've fixed some of that.
That one's round.
I like all these. I'm going to get this. We're going to grab those. Ooh, we got a new Probodyne.
Nice. That thing can lock prograde, retrograde.
Okay, well, let's grab that. We got a new relay antenna. Research all that jazz.
I want it to be that.
And I guess we'll just go ahead and grab this to round out what's left of our science.
Yes. So a couple things about the comments. One is we just said our fuel tank was not... It actually was... If you don't take enough fuel along, you're actually less efficient, which was interesting. It's like the thing needs a certain amount of fuel before it's like, okay, this makes sense. Otherwise, you're just shooting things too heavy up with not enough fuel. Also, aerodynamics are back in play. Because of thrust and large enough, flat enough surfaces, aerodynamics do maybe matter. That's possibly why we had so much flipping.
Fuel?
So, did you tell them your plan?
I want to go to Duna.
Now, what is Duna exactly?
It's a nearby planet. This is my Duna goer. I've got Jebediah here. I'm going to bring a bunch of science. I've got... I ran a few experiments with this to make sure, see about getting into orbit and stuff. I looked up some guides. So we've got some good fins. We've got the mainsail with a bunch of fuel. And then we're going to use this little fart cannon here to sort of push us the rest of the way.
A fart cannon. Is that what you just called it?
Yeah, the fart cannon.
Right. The twin bore should be used with 2 orange tanks or 3 to 4 medium-sized gray tanks. Using less fuel is a waste of the engine. That stage should get us... I think the twin bore was this thing that he was talking about? Does it say twin bore?
This is the mainsail, but I didn't see any engines called the twin bore, and that was all that made sense to me. Unless he was talking about those boosters, which I didn't realize they could have engines. Can the liquid boosters have extra fuel attached to them?
I don't know. I'm on the Kerbal page right now, and it's really confusing. Liquid fuel tanks, RCS fuel tanks, xenon tanks, ore tanks, fuel transfer, engines. Well, I'll just search for twin.
I'm bored. I'm going.
Yep, the twin bore is that giant liquid fuel engine.
The liquid fuel booster?
Engine.
It's a booster.
Listen.
It says twin bore about the liquid fuel booster?
Engine.
They're all engines.
Yes, it's probably a booster. It could be used in space, I guess. But it's very large, has an orange stripe, white and orange stripe.
Okay, well, we put the mainsail on with a bunch of fuel instead of that.
And we're off!
Yeah. I got bored waiting, Joe.
Uh-huh. Excellent. I see we're going the opposite direction.
Oh, crap! My audio's set up wrong!
I have so many questions.
Ask them, Joe.
Okay. Last time I saw the sneak preview of this launch, you turned left.
Yeah.
Would you care to explain that?
That's what you do when you're going to Duna.
Awesome. Thanks. Is that really the only explanation you have?
I looked up a tutorial, and that's what they said to do.
Awesome. Why Duna?
Because it's near, and because we had a contract for it.
What is the stated goal here?
Get science.
We're not landing, obviously.
No, this is going to be a orbit, possibly even a flyby, depending on how this all works out.
Now you have this little guy on top of the big guy. Are those structural arms?
Those are just struts. Not only are they struts, like they wouldn't work. Like what do you call it? Where the symmetry? Like I couldn't talk. So they're all individually. You'll notice that they're very jankily applied.
I do see some jankilism there. Yes. The jankilism factor is high, like 10.
But they do stop it from wobbling around on the end of the big rocket, which is a problem I was having very effectively. So I don't care about the janky factor. So that's a new game show coming from Guy Harvey.
The janky factor.
Or they're gonna have a good one.
What?
They're gonna have a good one. He always says that. He always says on the Family Feud, he's like, this is good. We're gonna have a good one today, folks.
Flying to Duna. Why? I don't know how to ask this. How to get there without math is one of the. It's like I want to fly to space, but not use math.
Getting all that.
Duna is the second closest neighbor. It is perhaps the ideal planet for interplanetary voyages for several reasons. Its close proximity to Kerbal, its low orbital eccentricity, its small size and gravity well comparable to the Mun. Its atmospheric composition is thick enough to support aerobraking, yet also thin enough to permit an ascent back to orbit.
Oh crap! Are we past our apoapsis? Come on!
No. Are you? Are you already landing?
No, I'm not. I'm going backwards. I'm stupid. Forgot that I had gone a different direction.
Heading east for a counterclockwise prograde orbit.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right here. Well, you want to be in. Here we go. We're out of that part of the atmosphere. Now we can really burn ourselves into some kind of cooler orbit.
Kerbal, why?
No, not that way.
CW. What's the Oberth effect?
I don't know. Are you reading the tutorial now? Because I didn't get that far.
I'm reading discussions of whether you want to clockwise or counterclockwise. I'm not finding anything really solid about why you want to do a counterclockwise orbit.
All right, well, you let me know if you do. I just took the advice, Joe.
I know. I like to know why I'm doing things. Crazy.
I kind of felt like it was because, like, that direction was the same direction as how the orbit was going.
That's very possible.
That's like, I realize that that's a super simplistic way of stating what I'm sure is a very complicated math problem.
Do the planets go in different directions?
Well, they could.
Could they?
They could. Listen, we're talking about the direction of Kerbin's spin versus, like, they might go in a different direction than the Mun orbits. That's very possible, right?
Yes. Yeah. But we've been to... Is Minmus a moon? Minmus
Yes,
was a moon,
yes,
right?
it was. So whatever caused those could theoretically have been...
I'm just trying to think. Assuming you go with the whole, it was a one big blob and it spun out other blob theories. I wonder if you could ever get a planet... I don't think you can get a planet going the other direction. So that would mean every planet launch. Let's look how to get
push that out a little bit so we're not in atmosphere.
Do they suggest?
Okay, now...
Sure, they are property aligned.
Oh yeah, no,
aligned.
we're gonna try that anyway. Now Duna here, we want to have like a 45-degree angle. We're gonna have to go like all the way around. So let's go back to the tracking station and just spin. So we're here, they're here. We're just gonna fast forward until we're about 45 degrees behind them, which is gonna be, 4 or 5 years maybe. So we want to be tracing them by about 45 degrees.
Right. Where are we?
Trailing them. We are the blue guys.
This is crazy. What is that giant satellite you have?
It's not giant. It just went way out. Like, it got kicked way out of orbit.
I realized the satellite. It's the satellite with the giant orbit.
I think that was the one that I was doing to complete a escape trajectory contract.
Space is big.
Space is big.
So this is a year-long mission. So these guys have been out in space for a year already?
Yeah, he's just been orbiting. We could have waited to send him off. Nah, go up there and hang out.
It'll be fine. We don't have a wife, right? She's pregnant? That's no big deal.
Okay, so we're about 90 degrees now. We want to be about half that. Somewhere in... where?
Well, the red one is where we're going.
Yeah, we want to be 90 degrees from here to there.
Yeah.
I mean, 45 degrees from there to there.
I got you. You're getting a little close. Getting close.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I want to say... I feel like that's about 45. You gonna get your protractor out and check it for me?
Yeah, got it. Let's see. It's close.
We want to be pushing out towards that, so we're going to be on this, like the sunward side of the planet. And a plan of maneuver. Nope, not that way. Sorry, let's go prograde.
And we land. Are we aligned with the orbit of...
I hope so.
Well, you can check that, can you?
All right, so that'll put us orbiting like this. We want to be pushed out further. So we intersect like that somewhat. Anyway, we can mess around with this orbit as well. Like, we can play it like we do with our capture. It's the same principle, just on a much larger scale.
That's a very good point.
Sass! I was playing on sandbox mode for some of my practice runs, and they have a lock to maneuver, which is real nice.
Yep. We can get that if we get enough experience. We just...
Let's see. 5-minute burn is what this is.
Wow.
So we're starting kind of late.
Yes. But with space travel, precision is not really that important.
Well, they didn't tell us how long it was going to be. I want to point that out. We didn't have any info.
Is this the same they that... Is that our audience? Audience,
yeah,
you didn't tell us.
It's their fault. I guess we could just lock to prograde since that's sort of where the burn is at anyway.
Yeah, again, precision when expanding orbits out. How far is Duna?
It's far.
Distance from Kerbal. So how far? I'm trying to find out how far. I know it's here somewhere. Is there just distance from Kerbal? Is that not a number that real scientists use?
I mean, like, it changes all the time.
That's true.
So I don't know what...
I just wanted how far-ish it is. Is that not a thing?
Like, the distance...
Here's the semi-major axis. It's 22.7726155.264 m. Look, just give me the like, 4th grade version of this. Be like, it's... If you lined up 7,000 million elephants, you would reach Duna.
How are you going to visualize 7,000 million elephants?
It makes it realize, like, wow, that's large. You know, you never heard that? Like, if you lined up, like, 1 million elephants from here to the moon, they'd all die?
I did hear about that, actually. Yeah.
Except for the ones in very, very low atmosphere. So you'd get, like...
I mean, the ones in low atmosphere, a lot of them would be crushed to death.
Yeah.
There'd be like one elephant like in the sweet spot where he's on top of all the other elephants, but not so far out that he would fly away into space. He survives, but a lot of the other elephants are going to make it.
I mean, I guess there's nothing in that plan about getting that elephant back either. He just kind of has to tip over when the tower falls and crash to his doom.
Well, I assume that his fall was broken by the other elephants.
They were standing on.
That's what Isaac Newton was talking about when he said standing on the shoulder of the giants. he was had all those elephants stacked up, and he was out in space.
Guys, in space, you'd just be having millions of elephants asphyxiating, exploding. Meanwhile, on Earth, like by the 40th elephant, the one underneath would just be crushed to death. That back and forth, and those got like, how are the space elephants doing? Their heads keep exploding. How's it going on Earth? Not well.
So at some point we break out of this. Here we go.
Woo!
Well, no, sorry. That was we got caught by the mun.
Oh.
Which might have been a good strategy, honestly, if we slingshot it off the mun.
Yeah, that's always mentioned, but I still don't quite understand.
I'm not doing that. We are pushing out much faster now.
Oh yeah. Look at that go.
And now we've gotten that. We do need to keep going, but we're actually... This is where our orbit's going to be now.
It's actually...
Yeah, which is like a big change. Like before we were like push out, like right in here, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, now we're in the orbit of the sun. And we're affecting that. Okay.
13, 10,
12.
9, 8, 7. Ooh, we give you a green check mark. That's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
What? Albert's not satisfied with that.
I think I do want to burn a little bit more prograde. We have it set as target.
There's no
Actually,
intersections.
I'm gonna make a maneuver here. So let's burn that out just a little. Okay.
There are the intersects.
Those are our intersects. Those aren't great. Can we get those closer together?
Yes, pull levers.
Oh. Okay, that's an orbit right there, right?
Sure.
It's definitely like it's picked us up and done something with us over here because we have a periapsis. So let's zoom in. We have 4 days to reach this burn. It's an 8-minute burn.
8 minutes?
Yeah, we might not have enough fuel.
Well, the last burn was 5 minutes.
I don't think we're gonna make it, Joe.
I don't think we're gonna come close.
Do you want to?
I mean, I think we'll come
revert.
close. I think this is, yeah. I mean, we burned again. 5-minute burn went through half our fuel. I'm not sure what you think the 8-minute burn's gonna do.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's just start from scratch. We want one of these. We want some science for sure. Kerchunk.
Yeah, that thing. Twin bore, which, by the way, it's spelled B-O-A-R, which I found funny.
All right, we're gonna put some aerodynamics on it. This is gonna go, huh? This is the this is the Duna goer too.
Good lord.
I'm gonna leave that misspelling error. Oh, I don't have any decouplers, Joe. That's important. Let's put some decouplers on. These guys are inside of each other. Can you see them down there? Oh no! I can't.
Oh God! That's a ghost. That's a dead. He died during the building of one of these spacecrafts, and he haunts the lands now.
Okay.
Are you gonna have wobble?
Probably.
Good.
I mean,
you had struts last time. Do you want to put struts on?
Yeah, but I don't have. Okay, so that was it. That engine wouldn't do fairing, so the fairing should help with that wobble. Now the whole thing might wobble a little bit, but we'll see about that.
10,000 delta V.
If at first you don't succeed, add more rockets.
That's not a bad looking rocket. I feel like it might be a little top heavy, but
okay. Ooh, we got Melanie, who has a lot of options here.
Yeah, what's going on? Where did she come from?
She can't lock to pro and retrograde.
You don't have a prograde yet. You're not moving. Where did Jebediah? Did we leave Jebediah in space?
Yeah, we left Jebediah in orbit. We couldn't get him back.
Really?
Remember? Yeah.
He was flying the last thing.
Yeah, he's still flying that.
Oh, you didn't revert. You just went to a different ship.
Yeah, I couldn't revert. It was grayed out because I had saved at some point or something. Oh no, I had gone to the space center.
Doesn't matter. It's
fast
just a human life.
It's not a human life.
It's just a Kerbal life. Now this bad boy should be able to get us, people say, into orbit. So, let's see you do that, Mr. Burke.
This is kind of wobbly.
Do you have control of can you throttle down on this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think you need this that much.
This is pretty thrusty, I will say.
All right, right at 11, 12,000. We're what, 70 degrees?
Yeah. Let me throttle back here a little bit. Maybe we'll tip over more on our own. I want to make sure I'm locked in here. Man, that's a long and pointy rocket ship. This is not getting us all the way to orbit.
No, it's not. Let me reread that. Twin bore should be used the 2 orange tanks or 3 to 4 medium-sized gray tanks. Using less fuel is a waste of the engine. With enough fuel and proper streamlining of the MPL, the twin bore should be able to put the MPL...
The Mobile Processing Lab is what he's talking about there.
Oh, in orbit as... Okay, so let's back at that. This is a whole different thing. That's why it's not working the way we want it to. We are definitely gonna get out of Atmo. How many engines did we have on this?
3. This is a 3-stage rocket.
3-stage rocket.
Yeah, no, the Poodle is one of those slow but really efficient burners, so this might be bad for us. We need that to move out as fast as it possibly can. It's not moving out very fast, Joe.
How's our apoapsis?
I mean, that's going up right now.
Are we chasing it or are we gaining on it?
Oh, you mean are we pushing it out?
Yeah.
Currently, it's like lock steady.
Okay, that's fine. That's all you want. We had 10,000 delta V. I feel like this should be good.
Well, I hope it is.
Duna Gar.
Are we still in good alignment? We are not. We are way
How did that happen?
Boy. We were doing maneuvers with our other rocket ship.
Oh, we had to move out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it took time.
Okay.
I though am impatient, and I'm just gonna push out my. No, you don't like that idea?
No, it's fine. Go for it.
Wish you could move these points around.
The maneuvers?
I can. Holy crap! I can move those. Did you know that, Joe? Who knew that and didn't tell me?
I did not know that.
That's awesome.
How are you doing that?
I just grabbed the circle. Woo!
Perfect. Maybe.
We are almost there. Yeah. So we got to catch up with Duna. So let's just push this out to where Duna's at. Let's set Duna as our target.
Yes, pull on knobs, spin things. You don't even have intersections there. That's pathetic.
Yep.
I think this is how they do it at NASA.
Yeah, no, this is exactly how they do it.
Just like, if I keep moving this around and pulling these levers, the things we want to happen will happen. Push your orbit.
I got a C in Calculus 3, Joe. I don't know what you want from me.
Calculus?
Yes. I'm sure this uses differential equations.
No way. What about patch conics? I love that it's close and it's 100,000. Oh, it's gone.
Okay, and that's a 9-second burn. That's a pretty good. That I think is not bad. That seems low. Does that not seem low to you?
I don't know. Once you start getting this far out, little pushes mean a lot.
Okay. And go.
Make
Oh, it's a 1 and 18-second burn now. Great. Thanks for the estimation, guys. Appreciate that calculus.
What was that? It's probably because you went past it. It's like, well,
I
now
guarantee.
you've screwed everything up.
I did not go far enough past it. They just didn't have any idea.
This rocket's gonna not make it.
Why not?
We're gonna have to restage.
Oh, I'm gonna have to stage in a little bit, but I'm gonna use up all my fuel first.
Yeah.
I might can make it all the way out there.
I'll be.
It's gonna be almost exactly right. Go, go.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
I have to stop. I'm out of fuel.
Oh. You added 10 meters per second more.
I still
All
got a
right.
check mark. Okay. I'm throttled down. I'm kicking off that engine.
Let's see where we go. I'm so confused.
So Duna's supposed to catch us around here.
Well, no, it doesn't happen anymore because you missed the burn.
Well, we can adjust a little bit, I think.
Start pulling them knobs. All right, it's a 2-hour burn.
It is not a 2-hour burn. There's no way that's a 2-hour burn. I did not pull that much. It's only 10.9 meters per second.
Just saying, estimated burn 2 hours and 25 minutes. You just started 6 weeks ago.
No, I'm not doing that. I know that that's wrong. Just like, I didn't know that the 5-second burn was wrong, but I know that this one is wrong.
Houston, you're wrong. We're ignoring what you say.
I'm ripping out my contacts. They don't need to be monitoring my status that closely. Darn it.
Ripping out your contacts. What's happening?
Was that not in Apollo 13?
I don't remember.
When they're all like really stressed out, and the doctor's like, "Oh, your vital signs are a little bit." I'm just like, "Screw you!"
Possibly, yes. That
I'm dying here. Shut your mouth. That "screw you, shut your mouth" scene that's so famous. Yeah, that was not a 2-hour burn, Joe.
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah, we got an encounter. All right. Here we are in the vast empty nothingness of space.
This is just terrifying.
Tick, 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 tick. We're in like a clockwork.
I mean, you know it's gonna work. You know the math says you're going to encounter a planet and that we know exactly where you are and all of that stuff. But like, oh God.
What happened to the planets, by the way?
You turned off the planets. What did you do?
I didn't realize they were part of the HUD.
Well, yeah, they're not that big.
No, I get that.
So that clearly is part of the HUD.
Well, so are the lines. They don't actually make lines in space,
No, they
Joe.
do. They do.
They're not on like a giant ring, but
that is something that happens. There are giant red, each 10 times the diameter of the Earth, just hanging out in space. That's the tracks that they ride on.
Oh, and that's why the sun is ticking.
Yes. Tick, 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 tick.
I read a book. I wish I could remember what it was called. Where it was like the whole world was like a giant clockwork mechanism. I really
Calvinism?
enjoyed the concept. I was very sad because it wasn't a good book. So our encounter is right here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna actually go ahead and lock to retrograde as we approach that. Hopefully we don't run into.
That would be amazing.
And give me that. Yes. Give me back that fillet of fish. Give me back that fish.
What?
I said, give me back that fillet of fish.
So,
give me back that fish.
How close are we in our periapsis?
That's 40.
That's a lot.
1,000 kilometers.
I don't know if that counts as being near Duna.
Well, we're gonna get closer.
I know. I just was saying.
And I'm gonna go ahead and burn now.
Look at her go!
Yeah, hopefully this is the correct direction. I guess I'm in orbit mode, so it will be definitely retrograde to orbit.
Like, if you extend that line out, that circle out, long way to go. What I'm getting at here is I think a lot of times people recommend doing a flyby of Duna. I don't know if they always circularize the orbit, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, well, this is what I know how to do. This
Whoa!
is a weird. I don't
Look
know
at
what's
that go.
going on with this.
Woo!
I think it's showing our circularization coming in, like So this is.
So that has to come in all the way to.
Should we go ahead and do our science?
We're 40. I don't think. I mean, do a cabin check or whatever and see what happens. Crew report. See what it classifies this as.
Hi, Everduna.
All right.
You want to just try to get back home with this science?
Sure. That seems like a worthy goal because I don't think that circularizing around Duna is going to happen. Now we should bring this
To the mobile processing lab? Yes. You and I are speaking the same language. Did we get our... We haven't done our EVA yet.
That's so terrifying.
Should I let go?
Oh, no. Well, you might get credit for a spacewalk high above Duna if you do. Spacewalk!
Did that count?
I got one of those for the Mun. Doing pretty much the same thing.
We're just going to fly by Duna. We're back out in the world. That's a 1 minute and 25 second burn. And that happens way up here. Yes. Okay. So, this is, I guess, going to be a two-parter. Next episode, I mean, I was going to say I might go back to Kerbal off screen if that turns out to be relatively trivial. I don't know how people would feel about that, Joe.
I want to see us get home.
Okay. So I won't, well, yeah, then I'm going to stop it here. So we have a little bit of space between us and the maneuver. We've got some science from Duna. We've got a good amount of fuel to get back to Kerbal. This was not what I would call a tutorial for how to do this the most efficient way. But it turns out if you've got time, you can do almost anything in space. Time and a little bit of push at the right place.
We can extend. Maybe we will try and get this to the processing lab. Because if we land this on Kerbal, the science goes. I mean, we get the science, but we don't get it into the processing lab.
Yeah.
So we'll see what kind of fuel we have and what that looks like when we get back.
I mean, last episode, we did see what putting science in the processing lab looks like.
Yeah, but this would be awesome. This would be super science.
Okay. Also, something I think we forgot to mention last episode is you want to pile up as much science as you can into the processing lab. It has a maximum amount it can take. And, like, the more that you have, the faster it goes. And as you run out, it goes slower.
Also, if we level up our scientist, we'll get faster.
Possibly that as well.
Not possibly.
Thank you, guys.
That's absolutely true.
It could, you never know. Science hasn't figured it out yet. Check out the Patreon. These are going to be up early for that.
You get this a little early. You get some other stuff early. You can get all kinds of cool postcards and stuff at Patreon. It's awesome. And the Buns Podcast.
Take care, guys.
Thanks.